As the federal government prepares to send its first load of asylum seekers to Malaysia, work is about to start on a new immigration detention centre at Northam. Local concerns have been amplified by 6 months of riots, protests and breakouts on Christmas Island. The government has promised that Northam will remain small, but there are fears the centre could be expanded at the stroke of a pen. Some locals remain sceptical and fearful, including those who migrated to Australia from a war-torn Europe more than half a century ago. Andrew O'Connor reports.
We had to sell everything. We had to make boxes. We had to get boxes to put our stuff in. And so on. Then we went.
60 years have passed since Erica Arnold arrived by boat, drawn by the promise of a new life in Australia in the great post-war migration from war-ravaged Europe. She joined the millions of displaced people escaping the desolation of Europe and still remembers the day she stepped off the boat in Australia onto a train and was welcomed into her new country.
And then we came in the station and they had all the tables set up, food and everything, because we had been 4 weeks on the boat. That was heaven for us.
A very different welcome was awaiting the latest boatload of asylum seekers when they were ferried ashore at Christmas Island. They'll be the first sent to Malaysia under the so-called Malaysian solution, where they'll join 90,000 other asylum seekers hoping to be accepted somewhere as refugees. It's the latest policy designed to discourage boats, defuse an electoral time bomb and keep numbers at detention centres like the one to be built at Northam at manageable levels. But people on Christmas Island have an acute appreciation of just how quickly policies have changed for them and how they could change for the people of Northam.
Should the people of Northam believe what they're being told?
No. Not that anyone's lying to them. This is the problem. It's not a fact. It is they actually may. The bureaucrats that go down there and do these negotiations will be acting on good faith with the policy that's in at the moment, and this is the strategy of that policy, and they will tell you and they will convince you that this is what happens. But then in the blink of an eye, in a wrong word in Parliament, that policy will change.
Russell Payne has lived on the island for more than 20 years and was involved in the original discussions with the federal government over the North West Point Detention Centre. Islanders were told it would be state-of-the-art, that it would be secure and that it would have a normal capacity of 400 and a surge capacity of 800. When riots broke out in March this year, there were more than 1,800 behind the wire.
We told all these things and we believed them and they happened, and then the minute there was a change of policy, that just went straight out the window.
When the federal government established the North West Point Detention Centre on Christmas Island, it was a $400 million purpose-built facility. It had razor wire, electrified fences, high-tech surveillance. Yet for the last 6 months, it's been the scene of great unrest with riots and protests. Now, when the federal government spends $125 million building a new detention centre just outside Northam, it will have nowhere near the same level of security. And people here worry that if those things can happen on Christmas Island, can they happen here?
To make no bones about it, what's been built at Northam and around all those other places in Australia is absolutely nothing like this. What you're going to get there is just a mining camp with 2 fences around it.
From his property at Northam, Graham Hassan has watched the unrest on Christmas Island and worries the problems plaguing the detention centre 2,000 kilometres away could soon be on his doorstep.
I feel unsafe about it, probably more so. It could happen here and perhaps even worse, and what measures are in place if it does happen. That's all I'd like to know.
Our genuine concern is fear. We're fearful for our safety.
Even before the riots, Mr Hassan was raising his safety concerns as he and others questioned government officials over the planned detention centre. That was last November. Since then, he says he's heard virtually nothing from a community reference group formed specially to liaise with locals.
Local community group. I've lived here for 40 years and I don't even know who that group is or who they are or what they've been doing.
Even cutting the number of detainees by almost 2/3 has done little to ease his anxiety.
Not really. The risk is still there. It's probably not as large, but the risk is still there. if they do get out, it only takes one to get out.
Other people are going to live here. Are you going to leave?
From the outset, Shire President Steve Pollard has been in the crossfire between angry residents and the federal government. But he now believes the government's assurances that the number will be kept to 600 and that the people of Northam will be kept safe.
The Minister has made the announcement that the maximum ceiling would be 600, and I don't think he would have done that if there was an intention for it to always grow from say 600 back up to 1500 or beyond. So I think a line in the sand has been drawn by the Minister saying that no, the maximum number that will be housed at this facility is 600.
And he believes the Malaysian solution will help keep the pressure off centres like Northam if it works. If for some reason those things don't play out as advertised, do you think the pressure will then come back on to revisit arrangements like the one that's being planned here?
Look, certainly, yes. If their offshore solution doesn't work, then the people will still be coming, presumably, and they'll still need to be detained somewhere. Christmas Island is their front line defence. And Frontlines facility. So if people keep going to Christmas Island, there becomes increasing pressure to remove the numbers up there, and the number of sites that have been announced around Australia are there to relieve that pressure from Christmas Island. So if these offshore solutions don't work, then yes, the pressure will be right back on, I'd imagine.
Decades after she arrived, and as another group of displaced people try to make Australia home, Erica Arnold remembers the hard life migrants faced when they came to a largely undeveloped Western Australia.
Everyone come hold the hand there, give me. Yeah, they don't know the value. If you want something, you have to work for it, you know. And a lot of people, they said, oh, look, the new Australian, they have everything. What they have, they work for it very, very hard.
And this woman, who believes the life she's enjoyed was built on hard work, says asylum seekers have not earned their place.
Push them away, put them there where they come from. I hear that they pay $20,000 smuggler. If they have the $20,000, keep the $20,000, go to the right channel and come. But not come here uninvited and demand. That is not done either.
You came from a part of the world that was absolutely devastated by war. Many of these people feel that they are coming from the same sort of places. You know, they're coming from Afghanistan or Iraq or Iran.
Yes.
Do you think that explains why they might pay these smugglers and hop on these boats? Is that a reason enough?
I don't know. But I always think if they have money, because when people have money, they wouldn't do and go in a little boat, what is very dangerous, you know, wouldn't pay someone and put him through hell going through the ocean, you know. Then they would think twice. I mean, war is not nice, I tell you that, you know. But they have other ways to do it. I mean, if they want to come, go. You have embassies and everything. Ask for it. They would advise you, you know. But if you don't go, you wouldn't know, you know. And that's it.
Andrew O'Connor there.